What's up, guys? It's Marcus from Perspective Sports, and today we are going to predict the NCAA Lacrosse Quarterfinals. And now, as for the opening round, I did fairly well, only getting the North Carolina U Albany game wrong. But this round will have a couple of championship/Final Four fields to them, and that will be the Maryland versus Albany game and the familiar foes from Denver and Notre Dame. And the other matchups for the weekend are Ohio State versus Duke and Towson versus Syracuse. Let's start with the first game of the weekend, and that's Duke versus number 3 Ohio State. This game will be played at Hofstra. And Duke is coming off a game where they just slaughtered Johns Hopkins 19-6 behind Justin Gutterding's 4 goals and 6 assists. Meanwhile, Ohio State had a tough, grinded out, low-scoring 7-4 win versus Loyola. The Blue Devils are extremely hot right now, and Ohio State is in the midst of an historic season for their program, defeating powerhouses such as Denver, Maryland, Hopkins, and Towson this season. But this game will come down to can Ohio State keep the score low and manageable, and I don't think they will be able to do it against a very balanced Duke offense. I think Gutterding will have a huge game versus the Buckeyes with his ability to pass and get teammates involved as well as shoot the ball. I'm going Duke 16-11. Now for our second game of the day, and that's number 5 Denver versus number 4 Notre Dame. This game will also be played at Hofstra University. And these are two familiar foes with one historic rivalry. Both teams are coming off expected big wins as Denver took down in-state rival Air Force 17-10, and Notre Dame took down the always lovable Marquette 15-9. These two teams faced off earlier in the season that ended in a 10-11 victory for Denver. In that game, Denver's depth on the offensive side gave them the edge with 5 players having 3 points. And I feel that would be the case once again in this matchup, but I'm going Denver in a low-scoring affair, 8-6. Now for our first game of day 2, and that's between Towson and number 2 Syracuse. This game will be played at Delaware University. Two of my favorite teams are squaring off. Towson upsetting number 7 Penn State didn't surprise me in the least bit. Towson is a very disciplined veteran team, which can also spell trouble for Syracuse, a team that loves to play one-goal games, including their opening game versus Yale last weekend where they should have dominated. Out of Syracuse's 15 games, 11 have been one-goal games. They're also 9-2 in those games. But I think this will be another tough game for Syracuse because Towson keeps the score low and manageable. But I believe they will pull away late due to the greatness of Sergio Salcido, Nick Mariotto, Brandon Bomberry, and the very skilled attack from Syracuse. I have Syracuse running away with this game late 10-5, and one of those games where the score does not represent the game. Now for the most anticipated game of the weekend. Number 8 Albany versus number 1 Maryland. This game will also be played at Delaware U. This is the game of the week and quite possibly the game of the tournament. Albany is coming off a surprising win in my book of a 15-12 defeat of defending champion North Carolina, mostly in part to face-off man TD Ierlan completely dominating the face-off X. And that should be a cause of concern for Maryland because during that game, TD didn't even need to use his wings, so that basically neutralized putting a pole there. But Maryland has a pretty good high-quality face-off man in Austin Henningsen. This game will come down to who can win the face-off battle and get the ball to their elite offense because Albany getting a ton of possessions for Connor Fields will definitely increase their odds of winning this game and pulling off the upset, and vice versa. If Henningsen can get Matt Rambo, Colin Heacock, Connor Kelly, Tim Rotance, etc., the ball will all but guarantee that Maryland will overwhelm Albany's defense with their depth, and Albany goalie JT Colarusso can only make but so many extraordinary saves. I'm going with Maryland 17-16 in overtime in a high-scoring affair. Well, there you guys have it. These are my predictions for the quarterfinals from the NCAA Lacrosse 2017 tournament. I hope you enjoyed. See you next video.